So this is for you if you are a hypervigilant overachiever on the far end of the personal development curve, okay? A hypervigilant self-improvement junkie. If you're on the other spectrum, you know, if you're missing some discipline, if you're getting up past where you're supposed to be waking up, this video is not for you. This video is for guys on the far end of the curve. If you're on the other side, you need discipline, you need all these things, but this is for guys who are miserable, who are constantly living in self-improvement, who are self-improvement junkies. This used to apply to me. This still applies to me a little bit. Okay, where you're trying to be productive every spare moment. It's very hard for you to enjoy things. It's very hard for you to find small pleasures. You know, you sit down in a movie theater, you're bored. You sit down to play a video game, you're bored. You're at dinner with some friends, you're getting bored. You're thinking about what needs to be done to get to your next level of growth. You're constantly thinking about growth. I need to get bigger in the gym. I need to get more money. I need to close this deal. I need to be moving this forward in my business. Very easy to fall into that trap, because when you're starting out, you're coming from a place of lack, and you do need to push forward in all those areas. You do need to get past survival. You do need to do a hell of a lot to get all aspects of your area, or all areas of your life, rolling, okay? But I want to tell you that productivity in and of itself is worthless, okay? In and of itself, productivity for productivity's sake is fucking worthless. The end point of productivity is happiness, okay? Second childhood, enjoying your life. You see little kids playing, you see how happy they are. That's what you want to be aiming for. You want to wake up before your alarm goes off. You want to be happy and excited to live that day. You want to be living your ideal day as much as possible, okay? Not just being productive for the sake of productivity or growing for the sake of growth. Happiness is in enjoying your mission, as well as enjoying the rewards that your mission brings you, okay? And happiness is also in having leisure time and being able to enjoy that leisure time, all right? So the end game, creating your ideal day, living it, waking up before your alarm, getting up early, enjoying the calls that you have to make, the client calls for that day, because you practice radical client selection, so you have clients that you actually want to work with, want to talk to, enjoying managing the systems of the business, outsourcing a lot of the day-to-day bullshit so that you don't have to do anything you hate within your business, being able to have the skill to deploy capital to where you can have rapid progress in scaling up your business, whether it's in ads or whether it's in other areas that you want to scale up, and enjoying that progress. But ultimately what it comes down to is waking up, enjoying that day, being able to be done maybe by 2 p.m., hit the gym, come back, shower, hot shower, followed by cold, lie down, put the construction earmuffs on like I do, with the towel still wrapped around you on the bed, lie down for 30 minutes in that beautiful state in between being awake and being asleep, back up again, hitting a clean meal, all right? And then you're off to maybe, you know, taking a little bit of a break, and then your girlfriend comes over. You hang out for 2 hours and you go out for dinner. Then you invite your friends out with you while you're going. And then you come back, have some cuddle time, in bed by, you know, 11:30. And you do it again the next day. And from front to back, you're enjoying it, okay? Money's a tool for happiness. Women are a tool for happiness. Business is a tool for happiness. Everything. Okay, you're either moving towards pleasure or moving towards pain. Whether it's unconscious, whether you want to admit it, whether you don't want to admit it, that's everything that you're trying to do. You're constantly trying to feel bliss at all times, okay? And when bliss is not available, and oftentimes it's not, because our soul is trapped in these physical bodies subject to so much, you know, outside interference, we're trying to aim for at least that best state available, okay? That's what you're always trying to do. So growth is not the fucking goal. Productivity is not the goal. And there's so many guys pushing this, you know, online or whatever. They just leave it there. They're just like, and X gets you growth, okay? And that's the end of their video. You need to be growing. For what? Right? They don't take it to the logical extent. It's like, yes, growth and productivity are useful as tools to make you consistently happier. That's it. Okay, tools to allow you to live your ideal day as much as possible and be as consistently happy as possible. That's what they're for, all right? And the guys who end their logic with growth have not thought this through. That's why they're always saying, you should be the least successful person in the room. You should be the least accomplished. You should be the least muscular person. That way you can grow, all right? Well, I'm telling you, like, if you're always the least successful person or the least accomplished, and you're always putting yourself in that position, you're always going to feel a sense of lack, okay? And every time you hit a new milestone, you might get a brief moment of happiness before you literally put yourself in another situation of lack. That does not sound like the way that I want to structure my games, okay? I want to structure the games for maximum happiness, not always coming from a place of lack, because when you're putting yourself in those positions, a lot of the time you're going to feel unhappy and you're going to drift into that comparison game, and you can't win that comparison game. You know, you cannot win that comparison game. There's always going to be somebody wealthier. There's always going to be somebody more successful. There's already going to be somebody better looking. There is a use in comparing yourself to people who are doing better, in the sense of, okay, that gives me the next target that I'm looking for within my game. But then it's also useful to compare yourself to how other people are doing. Okay, there's people who have cancer, there's people who have AIDS, there's people who have all these things, so that you can feel grateful for the blessings that God's given you. When you're always only looking for growth and the next level and constantly living in lack, you're going to be ungrateful no matter how much you have. Okay, no matter how much you have, because you're always playing the comparison game. You're stuck in the productivity cult. You're stuck in the growth cult. You're playing the comparison game, and you're negating the blessings that you have, and you're shitting all over your happiness, okay? And you're always going to be in lack, and you're always going to be ungrateful as long as you're caught in that trap. So, you know, growth is only relevant if it makes you happier, okay? Everything's moving towards pleasure and away from pain. The end game is creating your ideal day and living it as often as possible. And you need to get out of the productivity cult. And I'm giving you the life raft in terms of permission. I'm giving you permission to do this, okay? And I'm the, quote, personal development guy. Maybe you've been watching me for a long time and it's been like my push behind you, right? But remember, what got you here won't get you there. Like, if you've accumulated all that and you've taken a lot of that push to heart, remember, there's a time and place for that. If you're on the far end, if you're hyper vigilant, if you're fucking miserable right now, and I've had a lot of clients like this, you need to make a change. Okay? Often the most successful guys, the wealthiest guys, are the most unhappy because they are constantly living in a sense of lack. They're constantly falling short of their expectations. They constantly have super high standards for themselves that they never hit. And when they do hit a major milestone, they eat that within a day. They eat that payoff within a day or two, and then it's back to, you know, hey, can't get complacent, can't rest on my laurels, gotta be growing, gotta be moving forward, or I'm gonna lose all that I have. All right.